I want to go on vacation and take a crap ton of stuff. So I picked up this. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. If you like traveling, I know you do. You're always on the run. Might have something to do with those outstanding warrants, but I would like to travel. And now I have more stuff to take with me than ever before. So I picked up this bag here. Now, that might not seem like that's that interesting, but what I've realized is that I have not checked a bag in forever. And one of the big reasons is because it's so expensive. But I don't have a choice this time. And actually, if you prepay it when you're buying your ticket, it's not as expensive. And a lot of times there's a premium ticket that when you include the bag and the extra legroom and all that stuff, it's actually a fairly decent deal. But like many checked bags, I wanted the biggest thing that was allowable, and I wanted the cheapest thing that was available. So I picked up this, and I want to show you what you get so that you know if you're going to buy a cheap checkable bag, you'll know what to expect and what it'll do. Let's take a look. First of all, it comes in this plastic here. I don't know if that's required to leave it on there when you're checking in. I'm just kidding. It's not. Let's rip it off. All right. I took off all the plastic as well as my shirt and pants just to make this review a little bit easier here. But this is the checkable baggage, and it's a roller suitcase, as you can see. That was the cheapest one I could find. I'll tell you what, when you were looking online at some of this stuff, it's actually pretty deceiving because you're like, checked bag, and then you look at all these listings and they say like $35 or $50. But then when you click on it, it's because there are 3 or 4 different sizes. And when you get to the biggest one, which has like one side is 30 inches or something, it's like 140, 150 bucks easily. Some of these are a couple $100, and I'm sure they're fine, but I don't really care about the design. I don't care about the style. I really don't even care about the features as much as I do about the capacity, because I'll tell you what, if you're going to go somewhere and you're going to check a bag, it's a lot easier to check one bag than it is multiple bags. So having a full size case here, I think is actually pretty important, because you don't want one that's small and it just requires you to stuff stuff in your carry-on or, God forbid, check a second bag. So first thing I want to show you here is that this is the max dimension, I think, allowable for a check bag. And we have a hard case here, but it's pretty thin and it's quite light. Obviously, you can pick it up with one hand there. And if you're really weak, like me, you can still pick it up. You can see it flexes a little bit. I think that should be nice, because if they manhandle this guy, throw it around, bangs into something, you're not going to have to worry about it shattering or breaking, as much as you would something that's really stiff and fragile and brittle, like my ego. Now, the other thing I want to show you is, obviously these dual wheels on the bottom fully rotate, but on this side, we have 4 little plastic, not rubber, feet. So you can definitely put it down on this edge and carry it by this handle on the long side. Now, this handle has actually a grippy rubber underside. Top is a flexible plastic, but that's actually really easy to grip onto, and it's not going to slide off my hands. But this allows you to have as much clearance to the ground as possible. But if I put it up like this, you can see we have that same handle, again, rubber on the underside. I also like that it kind of snaps relatively flush, so you don't have that sticking out. You don't have to worry about it catching on something when it's going down the conveyor belt. And then we also have this pop-up handle right here. Everything about this pop-up handle says pretty cheap to me. So it's very light. I'm sure this is extruded aluminum here, but the handle is plastic, the button is plastic, and you can see that's as far up as it goes, about a foot, which is as far as you need it. That's like 3 feet high right there. And so I can pull this up, move it like this, move it like this, but obviously it's pretty easy to get my hand in there. And there's also another little stop right there, just big enough to put my hand through. So if you want your hand a little lower, a little more comfortable down here, you can do that. Now it snaps in there and it's locked in place, which is nice. Let's go around here to the side again. I want to show you that we have this little TSA approved lock. I think that's the lock right there that they can open this guy up. You can see it's set to 000, button right up here in the top, and the little pulls will come out. So what you want to do here is just kind of push these in and change that lock. I'm not entirely sure how you reset this, but I'll take a look at the instructions and put those in at the end. And then you can just push these in here, and that's going to hold the 2 zipper pulls together. So that's going to give you some security. You can also see that there is a little pass-through, right? A little like piano hinge on the zipper pulls right there. So you can put your own little lock in there too. Again, you're probably going to want a TSA approved lock, which means it only locks for other people, not TSA, because they can open that, they can open that. Take a look inside, make sure you don't have any contraband. You're not sneaking something around that you shouldn't, because if you are a citizen, you have sworn to hold the laws of the land. So no funny business. And then if we open this guy up, oh yeah, I really smashed that into the stone. I just kind of want to see what happened here. So I don't see any scratches, really very little evidence. I see my fingerprints all over it. Kind of got this little woven pattern to it, which is shiny and probably hides scuffs, but it does show fingerprints, which is a little funny. Okay, in here we have some elastic straps, so you can put some stuff down here. You can see where that handle recesses in here. So you get a couple of those bars. That's pretty typical. Even on the rollerboard bags, you can put stuff in here, buckle it in, right? So you don't have that flopping around. On this side, we have a very large mesh pocket right here. These are good for laundry, so it kind of airs out, dirty clothes on that side. Or if you want to mix your clean clothes and dirty clothes, you can do that too. God bless you. And then this whole other panel has a zipper, so it is completely sealed from the other side. And the side looks just about the same. So this is just flat case here. There's absolutely no padding between this little nylon sheet and the case. So there is no wasted space in here. There are no pockets or anything like this, but it just gives you a big cavernous area to put as much stuff as you possibly can. And if you have stuff that's going to be bigger, just don't zip this middle piece up and put, your big stuff in here, your basketballs, your Heisman Trophy, your real dolls, or whatever you want to put in there. And then you can take it all with you. So if you are looking for the cheapest full-size checkable bag, then I think this is the one you're going to want. It looks like it's going to serve me well. I'll put a link to it in the description below. And if you want to stick around after the credits, I'll show you how to reprogram the lock. Want to show you how to reset the lock combination here. So you can see we have a 3-digit combination. And when you get this, it is 000, but you probably don't want to use that because that's probably the first thing everyone's going to try. Now, to reset this, you are going to find the little hidden reset button, which is right up here, just right there. And the tool that I have selected for this task is just a rollerball pen. So maybe a ballpoint pen. Hopefully this will work. We want to push down on that far enough that it will click. So I'm just going to go ahead and put the nib right on it and push down. See if we can hear it click. All right. In fact, it is kind of staying down in that position. Now what I think I can do here is go ahead and set the combination to whatever I want. So let's say 999 set as 000. So now I'll go ahead and press this release button. You can see that's up. And now this goes in and out just like that. So if I put these back in here and it stays on 999, I should be able to open it up. But if I go 989, just like that, nope, won't unlock. So if I go back to 999, just like that, now I can unlock it just like that. So that is how you reset the combination on the checked luggage bag. Peter